There's life prep here, and I got a question for you. Do you believe this virus was released for a reason? Do you believe it was released on purpose? Uh, I've talked to different people about it. I don't think it was meant to get world spread the way it did. I'm not saying what country it's coming from. It came from, most people knows, but and not everybody's behind things like this. You watch a lot of movies and TV shows and things like The Purge, where they wanted to reduce the population of the poor and the old and the sickly and the less desirables and things. And then you've seen like the show The Walking Dead, what happened with the zombie apocalypse stuff, virus outbreaks and things. The fact is, now this is a big if it was done on purpose, and there's already a vaccine out there, and that's a big if, and there's just certain people already vaccinated with it, and they're keeping it under wraps for a reason, and they want to reduce things in the area they're in. Now, the United States has been affected worse than any of the other countries, but you know what the whole thing is? I believe that there is a higher death toll in other countries, more than what these other countries are willing to admit, or even know, because you got to realize a lot of the communities, a lot of the countries, their villages and their towns could be 100 miles apart. I mean, you get more up in the mountain areas or up in the desert areas or any of those areas, and you're traveling for days to get to them. That they're cremating the bodies, or if maybe they're freezing the bodies, who knows. But the thing is, they don't have the facilities to test these people. They don't have them. They have their healers and their practitioners things, or whatever, missionary doctors or whatever, but they don't have the equipment to know on all of this, so we don't really know. So just theorize, just play with me for a minute, just say theorize that their objective was to reduce the homeless population, to reduce the elderly population, to reduce the poor, to reduce the sickly population. Maybe that was what it was intended, to reduce the population period within, and keep, and certain ones they wanted. I mean, this sickness is affecting everybody. Now, as winter is coming in South, on the other side of the equator, down in South America areas and places like that, is on the rise. Thing is, our weather is still kind of screwy. We still got some cold weather and everything, and not all states is cleared up. I mean, it's still there. New York has finally went down some, but some of the other states are exploding. Many people who are getting affected with it does not have any kind of health care. They can't afford it. Many people lives on the streets. You got the elderly people and things like that. So with these proposals that the United States government is proposing towards helping us out, it's fine. But in my personal opinion, I think the money is a little excessive. I think telling people you're going to give them $2,000 a month, and then plus you're going to give them this amount on top of it, and then you're giving people $600 extra a week on unemployment, and people are not wanting to go back to, don't want to go back to work when they're making more money than they've ever made in their life. I mean, get real. I mean, just how it is, and not saying. But the fact is, the cost of living is going to go up. Everything's going to double. Everything's going to triple. And do not count on that money always. But the bottom line is, where this virus started at may not have meant for it ever to leave that area. It was not intended to leave that area for whatever reason. Maybe not. So I think the death toll is going to continue climbing. I mean, some of the other countries below the equator is going to start going in the winter months. I believe that a lot of the death tolls are not reported. They're saying it's 200,000 worldwide, roughly, was the last time I checked on it. Now it could be a lot higher. So we could actually be thinking about 600,000 worldwide. That's what I'm saying is we do not know. But was it released for a reason? Was it released to create this chaos? I mean, think about it. The stock market's going up in the U.S. because the United States president and China are working a trade thing out situation. So stocks is going up. They're all excited about the money. I mean, things are going up. Now, the whole thing, what you're going to understand is once all this is over with, does not mean our food is going to go back down. It means it's going to stay at that higher price. It's not going to change much. It's not going to go down. I'm sorry. Do not get comfortable having all this money coming in. Do not expect it to be there always. It's not going to be. Now, I'll be glad to get some. I can use it. I depend on cash jobs for extra money. The scrapyard finally kind of opened up a little bit. I managed to take a bunch of scrap and made some gas money. $20, $21. I made a little gas money. Wasn't a lot, but it was a little bit. Now, flea markets open up. I'm taking some things to sell. But again, I'm not counting on this so-called money. But what we're thinking on is, what I'm saying is, do you believe that there was a reason behind this virus, the reason for all of this chaos? Do you believe that they want a lot of these mom and pop businesses to go under? That they want to reduce the population of homeless people? Think about it. Homeless people are going to pass away from this sickness, and wherever they're at, they may never find their remains because some of them lives down in the sewers, some of them lives under bridges. You don't know. They're out in the woods. You don't know. And then you got the poor population, and then you got a lot of people got it and didn't even know they got it. Like Governor in Kentucky got it, and he never was sick. He never showed any signs of being sick, and he had it. He was exposing everybody to it. So, is there a reason? I mean, right now, you're taking 70,000 people in the U.S., but that ain't that much. That's just a drop in the bucket. 200,000 people worldwide, that ain't that much. That's just a drop in the bucket. But the thing is, it's still there. It's still happening. It's still flipping things up. The United States is trying to figure out how to keep people from going into that thing. What happened in 2008, where people lost their homes and lost so much. They lost, and the dollar value is going to go down. I mean, just how it is. $50 is going to be worth maybe $10. But the thing is, after all is over, it does not mean that the cost of living is going to go back down or anything. It does not mean that. I believe there will be still increasing death tolls. I'm not saying here in the United States in particular. I'm saying more in the other countries as winter sets in more. I believe the death toll is going to continue to climb. I don't know when or if we'll get a vaccine developed, but people staying home are not getting out and exercising. They're not taking care of themselves. They're stress eating, and I was there. I was stress eating, and I had to reach a point I had to stop that stress eating. I was eating stuff and put some weight on. Now I've got to focus. I'm focusing on taking it off. I'm eating some apples. I'm eating better. I'm not running down to the store and getting that pack of cookies just because I want it. I'm not going down there and just getting a 2-liter Coke because it's cheap. I'm going to drink water. I want to drink I've got some drink mixes. Here I go get a gallon of Hawaiian Punch or whatever I'm getting. But the fact is that the overall effects, once it's all done and over with, the government is going to have to recuperate somehow the money and everything they're giving out. The money's not going to be there. People are going to get used to having that money. I think $2,000 a month is quite a bit. I can understand in some of the areas the cost of living is a little bit higher. I can understand it. I can use some money because I'm not making the money like I was on cash jobs, and I live on a fixed income, and cost of living is going up, and food's going up, this is going up, and my check is the same. Everything's the same. I paid what I could on my light bills, and the light company's calling me wanting more money. Sorry, I don't have no more to give you right now. I can give you this, but guess what? You're not going to get your meds. You're not going to get your food. You're not going to get this and that. But do you really feel like it was released for a reason? I don't know if it was meant to get out of the country where it started at. I don't know if it was meant to affect that country in particular to reduce their population. My mom's 87. I don't want nothing to happen to her. I like to see her live another 10 or 15 years. She's been in isolation for months now. They bring her the food. They wear their mask when they go see her. My nephew's in isolation too with all these health issues. He has it, So businesses need to kind of start opening up a little bit. I understand that because a lot of people say it's too soon. But if we're going to the store and getting groceries and stuff, we're getting out. But there's going to be a lot of restrictions. My mom was going to the senior place. She said if they was talking about if they did open up, they said it was going to put a lot of government was putting a lot of restrictions on them. If they got heart problems, they got this wrong, got that wrong, they're not allowed to come. So they may never even open up again. Well, you know what? That's what's going to happen. It just bottom line is what's going to happen. A lot of these government programs and stuff is going to be gone. I mean, it's just bottom line. Once everything's done and over with, they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. A lot of these rehab centers are going to be gone. A lot of these free clinics is going to be gone. A lot of programs that people had that it was counting is going to be gone. The thing is, the death toll, the health issues, and we're creating our own health issues by constantly eating junk food, because where before we was getting up, was getting out, we had a job to go to, we're getting up, we're getting out, we're going to walking around the neighborhood, we're going down talking to people, and we're not doing all that anymore. So all that is affecting us. And so, I mean, was it released on purpose and in the country it started in? Was it meant just for them? Did they mean for it to get out and get to other countries? Was it meant to affect one country more than the other? It's a lot of what ifs. Hopefully the government will pass something other to aid people. I think, $2,000 a month's a lot, because you know what? Most people don't make that kind of money every month. And unfortunately, there's going to be those that's going to use it wisely, and they're going to do what they got to do to take care of them, pay some things and repair some things and do things. But then there's going to be a lot of them that's going to be getting drunk more often. There's going to be more drug abuse. You're going to find a lot of them ODing. You're going to have more cases of people ODing due to the drugs. You're getting $2,000 here. So you're going to go out and buy your drugs with that $2,000, and you're going to OD on it. Guess what? That's one less person they got to deal with. You're dead. You're gone. You're an alcoholic. You're going out. You're drinking. You're getting drunk. You turn around, wrap yourself around a tree. You're dead. You're gone. Same thing on other issues and stuff. It's the more you eat, the more weight you gain, the more risk you are on health issues. So, and that's why I'm doing things to make sure I don't get there. That's why I'm going and doing my workouts, and I'm watching what I'm eating now. But the mom and pop businesses that are competing against these big companies, they're going to be gone. And they're not, the employees that work for them, they're not going to have a job to go back to. They're going to have to find another job. They might have had a job where they was making some decent money, and then they'll end up having to go to one of the bigger companies, maybe get a job if they're lucky, and they're making $3 or $4 less. The thing is, the money isn't going to always be there. Do not count on that money to live off of forever. So, do we feel like it was released for a reason? The virus was released for a reason. And do you feel like it was intended to reduce the human population, to eliminate competition, to get rid of homeless people, or whatever reason? Do you feel it was released for a reason? This live prep here, I want you to be safe, be happy, bless y'all, and let me know what you think.